What's going on, guys? In today's walkthrough, we're going to talk about how to design a chest workout for muscle hypertrophy, talking about the different fibers of the chest, the two different groups, and how to maximize chest growth and activation. Okay, so starting out, guys, we need to understand a bit more about the chest. So we're talking about two different heads. We got the sternal head, which is running from the bottom sternal here up to the side, both insert onto the arm, and then we got our clavicular, so our upper chest fibers too. So you can think of our chest as broken into two different parts. So we need to think about that when we're targeting it. That's why we include exercises that hit more of the upper chest, more of the middle of the chest, and then the lower chest. You want to think about how that is taking place. So one way to really conceptualize and think about it right off the bat is, as I move up, as my arm moves up, I start working higher and higher up the chest. Because as I move my hand up, now the fibers of the chest are more upright and aligned, okay? So if I'm working at an angle, I'm gonna hit more of that lower chest. If I'm doing flat, or anything flat pressing, more of the middle. And as I move up in the incline, I'm gonna think more of that chest, upper chest, okay? Further too, we gotta think about hitting the chest in a different range of motion too. So not only are we gonna be doing horizontal presses, we gotta think of a horizontal pull in. Some type of cable fly, some type of exercise where we're relying on all the fibers to pull in, because we're changing how the muscle actually contracts and pulls, okay? All important stuff, things to think about. Exercise number one I like to do is some type of flat bench press. It could be with the dumbbells, it could be a push-up, it could be something on the barbell, so a standard bench press, okay? But hitting the majority of the chest, and I like to start with a flat press first, just to get most of that chest activated. All right, guys, so once we finish hitting the flat angle of that chest and a horizontal push, we want to think about starting to break down the chest a little bit more. I usually like to go for more of the clavicular head first, so we're talking about that upper head of the pec. How we're going to do that is in an inclined position. So think some type of overhead or position where I'm pressing more at an angle, okay? I like to do an inclined chest press, okay? Number one, we can overload it more. Number two, we're getting a really good activation in that upper clavicular head. And number three, guys, making sure that we're setting up that bench in a way where it's angled enough to get more of that upper chest, okay? So thinking about anywhere between a 30 to 45 degree angle on that bench, okay? So guys, that's the second exercise I would recommend putting in your chest program, hitting that upper part of the chest. Guys, so moving on to exercise three, now adding in a different movement to the chest is coming in a fly position. So I like doing a decline cable fly for hitting that lower sternal head in the chest, giving us a nice well-rounded look to our chest, establishing some toning in the bottom, where a lot of people like to see that look develop. We want to make sure we're hitting those lower fibers. Now, doing a fly variation on a cable is my go-to, because we get to, one, have a full range of motion the whole time with time under tension. So really take advantage of expanding that chest out, squeezing it together at the end, okay? And because I'm at an angle and I'm moving my hands or my arms down, and we talked about at the beginning, I'm getting more of that lower chest involved here. Really squeezing. If you really want to think about pulling your pinkies in, we'll get the bottom of that chest really activating nicely. And that's my third pick for your chest workout. So guys, for exercise number four, guess what? We're gonna do something a little bit unconventional that some people won't think actually targets the chest, but it can to a great extent, is a body weight dip where we're actually leaning forward more on that movement, okay? So when I'm coming up to set up, what I'm thinking about is angling forward. By doing that, I really get my chest involved. Because again, I'm pressing that chest from that bottom position up, and I'm using those lower fibers to a great extent to help push me up. So just remember to lean over as we're getting that nice burn in that lower chest. And contrary to popular belief, although we're getting a large extent in that tricep doing a dip, because we're pushing straight down, we get that end range position of that lower chest firing and activating, and therefore it actually is a potent growth stimulator for muscle growth as well. And because of that, I picked that as number 4 to include in your well-rounded chest muscle building program. Hopefully you found this video helpful. In summary, just remember to hit all the different areas of the chest. So that means hitting the upper fibers and the lower fibers, challenging it in different ranges of motion, and making sure you're doing high volume, high sets and reps. If you found this video helpful, please consider subscribing, liking, commenting, and we'll see you in the next video, guys. Take care.